So welcome to the second lecture for the week. This lecture has a little bit more drawing involved in it. So remember, when you guys take your notes, you're writing notes on one side, the opposite side's drawing. So for this lecture, make sure you do your drawings as you watch the lecture, because all the different types of parts of a leaf or different variations of leaf type, you should have a drawing for each one of them on the drawing side of your lecture, where you have the written notes about what each one means on the right side. Okay, so make sure you get your notebook and you have something to draw with. And let's go. So the first thing that we can use is veination, which that would be like the veins that run through a leaf, right? So there's three different types of veination. There is parallel veination, which is this bottom one down here where the veins are going to run kind of parallel like this to each other, all right? So the veins are almost parallel to each other. The next type is pinnately veined. So pinnate is going to be when you have the main vein. So this is like the typical how people draw a leaf, right? You draw your leaf, you draw your line in the middle, and then you draw these veins that come off of it like that. All right, so that's pinnate. When you have a main vein that goes from the stem all the way to the edge, and then you have the veins that go out the sides of it. And then the last one is palmately veinated. So think of it, it kind of looks like the palm of your hand, right? Where you have all of your veins running from one central point that kind of spiders out along the leaf. All right, so parallel, pinnately, or palmately veinated are your three different types of veins in leaves. You should have pictures of those three leaves, okay, and which one is which, so you can ID them. Next is going to be the leaf shape, okay? So there's a bunch of different parts of the leaf that you can use, but we're going to talk about leaf shape right here. So this is going to be like your leaf type or your leaf shape. You have simple, which is going to be a single leaf blade from the petiole, all right? You have compound, which means it's going to be multiple leaves from one stem, okay? And the stem of the leaf is going to be the area where it leaves the woody part of the stem, okay? So when you have compound, there are three different types of compound you need to know. You have palmately compound, and just like the palmate veining, where it was like a spread out one, palmately compound is going to be where all of them come from a central point. So you have your central point here, and the leaves all come from that central point, okay? And then pinnately compound is just like the pinnate veins, where you have the center one down the center. So that's your petiole, and then you have all these baby little leaflets coming off the edge. All right, that's pinnately. And then double pinnately compound is where you have a bunch of little stems like this. See this guy? You have these stems, these pinnate stems that have the leaves on them that come off of the single petiole. Okay, so simple, palmate, pinnately compound, and double pinnately compound. All right, make sure you have drawings of those leaves also in your notebook. Next, leaf shape. So your different leaf shapes, your first one is lanceolate, which is where it's going to be longer than it is wide. So this way, longer than wide, okay? And it's tapered towards the apex and the base. So this part comes in, right? And this part comes in. So apex is going to be the top of the leaf. The base is the bottom. We're tapered towards the apex and the base. And linear, right? It's going to be narrower than it is long, right? And then it's gonna be the same width all the way throughout. Cordate, so cordate is heart-shaped. This is gonna be an upside-down heart, right? Where when it attaches to the petiole, it kind of goes in, or it notches in is how they say it. Elliptical is going to be 2 or 3 times as long as it is wide, okay? So it's kind of like lanceolate, except this one, it's more of like a rounded base, okay? See how it's more round? This guy is more round, where that one's longer, okay? And then our last one is ovate, and ovate's going to be an egg-shaped one, all right? So it's narrower at the top, and then it gets wide, because an egg is going to be shaped narrow at the top and then wider, okay? Next is leaf arrangement. So this is how the leaves are actually appearing on the stem. Your leaf can be opposite, right? This is opposite, where you could draw a line from one to the other. They're going to be at the same, the petioles are going to meet up at the same node, okay? You have alternate, where you have one leaf per node, and it goes on alternating sides of the stem, right? So here's a node, here's a node, here's a node, here's a node, Okay, then you have whorled, where they're going to be circular around the stem. And then you have rosette. It's really short nodes, and they're kind of just spiraled around it. Apex and base shapes. So this is the top of the leaf or the bottom of the leaf. Acute is going to end in an acute angle. So this angle here, right here, is less than 90 degrees. Okay, but it's not super pointy because acuminate, is going to be the pointy one. This is a point. Acuminate will be a point. Obtuse is when it's rounded. Okay, so acute, acuminate, or obtuse, those are your tops. And then obtuse is also a base type, right? You have cunate for a base, and here it's going to end in a wedge shape or triangle shape. You have cordate, which we said earlier is going to be that upside down heart shape, right? This is a heart, right? And then you have obtuse, which is just like the other obtuse where it's going to be rounded. Next, you have your leaf margins. So a margin of the leaf is going to be the outside of the leaf. So entire is smooth with no teeth right here. This is a nice smooth edge. All right, no notches, no teeth, no anything on it. Crenate is going to have rounded teeth. So the edge is going to be around, like scalloped, that's what it's called. If you're looking at like that design on fabric or something. Dentate, think of teeth like dentures, right? Dentate is going to be having teeth that have angles that point, so pointing outwards, right? Or pointy. Serrate is having small, sharp teeth that point towards the apex. So if the apex is the top here, these teeth are all pointing upwards, okay? Incised is having a margin that's cut into the shape into a deep, sharp, irregular shape. So see this, see how this is sharp and irregular? You have all these V's cut into the leaf like that. All right, that's going to be incised. And then our last one is lobed. So lobe has like these are called lobes. Okay, those are lobes, which are like rounded indents. You need to think of an oak leaf. All right, so this, my dead oak leaf right here. These are lobes. You know, it goes in here. That's a lobe. And that's a lobe. Okay,